Welcome to today's session on my Facebook Live. Yeah, I think 2 days back I did Instagram Live and that was interesting. That's interesting. Don't worry, you'll be seeing this face very well everywhere you go now. So on today we'll be talking about why 60% of your budget is wasted when it comes to running advert for your business, and what are the things that you can do that is going to prevent that from happening. Now, one of the things is, even though this is live, you can easily rewatch the live session after today. Most likely I think it's going to be available for some times or not. So to not waste much of our time, do you know that the average business wastes about 60% of the advertising budget without realizing it? So on today I'll be showing you why that happen and how you can stop it immediately. Now, why do the budget get wasted? Number one is wrong targeting. Now you want to advertise or you want to sell and you don't know who to target, or you are going about it the wrong target. Part of wrong targeting is whereby you are meant to target, let's say, between 25 to 30 or 25 to 50, you are ending up targeting 18 to 65. Definitely you are going to have wrong targeting, and these are the tiny details that might not show when you are initially doing it, but subsequently when you now start getting familiar with it, you now realize that, oh, these are the audience that are replying to my messages, but these are not the audience that I should be targeting. But if you are new to most of all these platforms, you would not really be familiar with it. So you don't want to have wrong targeting. It's not just only about your interests, all those engaged shoppers and the likes. Age is a big factor. The platform in which your audience are is also a big factor. Most times I always advise people that if your business has a Facebook and Instagram page, you can separate your adverts on those platforms instead of trying to run them on both Facebook and Instagram page at the same time. You might want to run Facebook separately, Instagram page separately, just to be able to get your targeting very correctly. So that is that about that. The next one is poor creative. Now you want to sell, let's say you want to sell a shoe, or you want to sell this particular clothes I'm wearing, and we know that when you put on a cloth, it's going to help your fashion sense, which is you're going to look more to, you're going to look more presentable, it's going to boost your confidence and the like. So you want a creative that address that. You don't want a creative that is just talking about come and buy clothes, come and buy clothes. You want something like, do you want to stand out with your stylish look? Do you want a top that is going to be speaking when you enter the, you understand? And definitely you want to accompany it with a top-notch image. Now, if you are not very good, when you snap your image, you can upload it on some of these AI platforms that is going to make it easy for you to make your creative better. Now, your creative consists of the images or videos and the write-ups, and the call to action is a very key important thing. Now, you can probably you want people to DM you, you want people to click, excuse me, you want people to click on your website, you want people to message you on your WhatsApp. You need to make sure that your call to action is specific about this, else you will just have instructions, you will just have write-ups without having very solid instructions. Now, the next one you want to avoid, or the reason why your budget might be wasting, is when you have a poor tracking. Now, poor tracking is only most likely when you have to do with pixels and the likes, and pixels is only applicable when you want to use your landing page, your website, your Shopify and the like. So if your site is not well optimized or is not tracking very well, you are definitely going to have issue with your conversion, and your tracking is going to not feedback to Facebook platform that's going to eventually help them to get it done very well. Now, one of the things you want to look out for when you are setting it up is when you use most of all these third party platform, let's say like Go High Level, System E, and among other things, you should be sure that they are working very well. I recently had an issue with a client's platform that is not really tracking very well. So most time when we set up adverts, like initial advert, we have issues when it now comes to optimizing that advert. And there's nothing as painful as you are, let's say you are running like $20 or 50,000 naira worth of adverts, and you want to times 2, or you want to times 3, or even times 10 that budget. But if your tracking is having issues, you are not going to be able to do that. You understand? Because part of the purpose or what the tracking is going to help you with is going to let Facebook know the kind of people that are responding, the time of the day they are responding, what platform they are using to respond. These are the things that the tracking help with. But if these trackings are not there, there is no way for you to know about this. You understand? So you want your tracking to be top notch. And the next one, which is the last one on why your budget get wasted, is you don't want to copy paste. Now let's say you have one brand, or you have two similar brands that sell the same thing. Let's say you have brand A and brand B, and they are both selling hair to the female market, which we all know is the female market. You can't say because brand A in you can't say because brand A is using a particular concept or a particular write-up or a particular angle, you just copy that same thing, you go and put it for brand B in another ad account. Now, one of the things you should understand is for every ad account, there is peculiarity. Now, the things you can only control is your budget, your write-up, which is your creatives, your targeting. Now, every other one you cannot control, which is how people will respond, which is going to determine the pool of audience that Facebook is going to put your ad. When you put in 50,000 naira, you will see that they will tell you that the total people in this country or in this community is like 9.3 million. Now, when you now put, let's say 50,000 naira or thereabout, they will tell you that the 50,000 naira can only get to, let's say, 100,000 people. Now, the 100,000 people is in different angles that it is. So that makes it very different. Out of 9.5 million people, your 50,000 can only get to 100,000. Now, the 100,000 now, this audience are going to see 100,000. Another audience will see 100,000. Another audience of 100,000 will be targeted. One audience of 100,000 is there. And like you have series of 100,000 audience, different people with different tastes, using different platforms at different points in time. So when you don't have a working concept, you will just want to copy. Okay, I copied from this other account, I'm using this particular copy, let me just carry that copy and put it. That's the reason why when people come online and complain that a particular brand is copying their adverts, you know, the reason why I laugh is because the brand can copy your advert and still not get the result you are getting at the back end, because the brand only knows what they are seeing. They don't know what's going on at the back end, among other things. You understand? They can see your landing page, they can see this, they can see that. Even if it seems as if they are winning when they first start, in the long run it's going to tell, because there's a client of mine that he can afford to run big budget at a stretch and people would be like, see his adverts, it will convert and the likes. Now somebody see that particular client's advert now and go and paste it with, let's say, limited budget. The client is already winning because he has a vast amount of budget to run with, compared to you that you saw his advert today and I'm like, let me copy this. Even though you copy it, you cannot get that result. So you need to have a strategy you work with. Now when you now work with a strategy, take cognizance of the factors you cannot control. Ad accounts being a major factor, your brand being a major factor, your creatives, your write-up is also another major factor. The actions you want them to take is another major factor. So these are phases of your advert that even if you copy and paste strategies, these factors in which you cannot control will come in play. Now, how do you fix this? How do you sort something like this out? Number one is you want to segment your audience. Now, let's say you've been running an advert for a while now. Let's say 7 days, 1 month, 6 months, 1 year. You want to be able to customize your audience. The interesting thing is you can bring out audience that interacted with your profile. You can bring out audience that not only interacted with your profile. You can bring out audience that works or that DM your profile only. Now, the interesting thing is all these particular sector I'm talking about, based on days, based on the action they took, based on various things that they do. So it kind of make it very easy for you to now say, let me know what and what to do. So these are the things that you want to look out for when you are doing all these things. When you are doing all these things, which is the number of days they interacted with you, the action they took on your platform. You understand? Let's say they DM you, they like your page, they save your page, or even if they put in their information, which is you can import custom audience. Now you want to segment your audience on based on these various custom audience. You now want to create lookalike too, which is another angle of segmenting your audience. So these are the things that would help you to optimize your ad. So let's say an advert is not converting. You can easily exclude all this series of audience because if maybe you feel as if the same set of people keep seeing your advert. You can exclude them. You can create lookalike based on them. You can come up with a special offer and retarget those that have interacted with your advert one way or the other. Now, these are the things where the audience segmentation is going to help you to optimize or to make your advert work more better. The next one, which is the next solution you want to try multiple creatives. There was a period that when I set up adverts, I can load up to like 20, 30, or even 50 ad at the same time. Why am I doing that? I want to quickly know which and which to kill off, which is maybe it's a particular copy that is working. I can set up one copy and use 4 to 5 different videos. I can set up 4 to 5 different videos using different copies just to be able to quickly get my result. Now you want to quickly do this so that you can know how to scale. But if you are on a budget, which is maybe you are limited by budget, you have to be also careful, which is you don't want to overstretch at the same time. Now, these are the things you have to look out for when you want to talk about when you want to do your various testing. You want to load up creatives and concepts, or you want to load up creatives and ads so that you can have the one that you can optimize very fast. You can see the one that you can kill up very fast. So that is another way in which you can save your budget from being wasted. Now another thing is comparing using campaign budget optimization with ad set budget optimization. Campaign budget is whereby you put in your budget from the start of the campaign, whereby you would see where they will ask you that do you want to set up your budget from here or you want to use the ad set option. Now the difference between this is, let's say I'm on a budget now, let's say I only have 100,000 to test out something. I can do my CBO because I don't want to split it. Maybe I have thousands of creative I want to test with. I can do my CBO, load up all my ad set and all my advert, and let Facebook be the one that optimize. Now, this is ways whereby you can save your budget and also get results as well. So you don't end up, because you don't want to spread your budget, you don't want to spread your budget too thin. Spreading your budget too thin is going to backfire because they don't have enough budget to work with. They don't have enough time frame to work with. That's when you see some adverts who have learning limited and similar stuffs like that. So you want to test between using CBO and ABO when it comes to your ad set optimization, or where you want to save your budget when it comes to advert. The next one you want to talk about is tracking. Now, in respect of the tracking, if you are not doing websites, you shouldn't be bothered about it. But if you are doing website and you have no idea how to set this up, there are people that their specialties are how to set up tracking so that you don't have issues maybe with Meta or any other thing. So you want to really make sure that your tracking is done very well when you have maybe your Shopify store, your landing page, or your website when it comes to running Meta ads. So the last one we want to be able to do is you want to be able to focus your stuff, or you want to be able to focus your advert on an ad set that is working. So let's say you set up CBO now, you loaded like 4 to 5 ad sets that are working. Yes, while CBO is going to like alternate between them, but the moment you have an ad set that is working, definitely you want to kill off the other ad set that are not working so that you can quickly optimize and get your result very fast, because it's all about speed, you understand, and consistency. So you want to quickly take your decision and also be able to know what your next line of action is. Now, this helped me to be able to help a particular client to cut their cost per conversion to like half of whatever they were doing before. Because when I implemented this, I was able to know what exactly or what kind of campaign is exactly working for them. and kind of make my work easier, because if you don't know the campaign that is working, is a problem. Let's say, okay, you know that a particular video at 15 seconds with a particular call to action at maybe 3 seconds is going to convert better than a video that whereby after 30 seconds is where they are putting their call to action. So these are the factors that if you don't really understand what is converting for you, you will not even be able to read the data that you are seeing on your ads dashboard. You understand? So these are the things you want to take note when you are running these things, and also you want to implement and understand before you optimize, so that it can enable you not waste budget and also be able to optimize your campaign. Now, if you have an issue whereby you can't pinpoint, you can easily send me a DM and I will easily reply you, and I can help you to audit your campaign, which is I checked out your campaign, I see where your issue lies, I suggest solutions for you, or I even set up a done for you kind of, because I've worked with clients whereby all I did for them was just to set up a campaign and they just need to keep funding that campaign. You understand? And the campaign is working sweetly and superbly for them. So these are ways in which I've helped various clients to not only cut their costs when it comes to conversion, I've even helped to double up their ROAS, which is their return on ad spend, over a period of time. And this is something I've been doing for the past 10 years. So if you need my expertise or anything similar, just shoot me a DM and we can see how we can proceed from there. Thank you very much and see you in my next video.